Well, first opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Tonight, it's on to Week 10 already. Hard to believe, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New Orleans Saints.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Here we go. Fix the Eagles. Fix the Eagles. Panther streak. Panther streak.
They begin on the ground with Kamara.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. When you look at this defense,
they're slightly better than average against the run, number 14 in the NFL.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
Rivers now on second down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Rivers.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean.
And the return will stop right around the 25.
And part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now, on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
Play action now. Levis. Ayuk bringing it in on the crossing route here.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play?
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Rashad White, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. To the 43, second down. The Saints at 2-6 now on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Let's go now.
Now a 2nd and 6. Throwing, Rivers. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. These 2 teams, they met in Tampa earlier in the year with the Bucs prevailing in that one. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. That's out wide for Palmer. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Levis to throw on 1st and 10 here. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. Trying to connect there with Rashad White out of the backfield. And it's 2nd down. And you look at this Saints defense. This unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
Levis on 3rd down. That is caught. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Cade Otton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Rivers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A 2nd down throw from Levis. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 39. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Going right side is White, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2nd and 10. Here's Levis. Wide open receiver complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 17-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, here's Levis. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
Levis throwing again on 2nd down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Rashad White. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Buccaneers take a 3-touchdown lead. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And it is now 21-0.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. And this returnable for Hines.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Meanwhile, Levis's throw complete to Otten.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Levis back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
They'll throw it again with Levis. He's got Otten. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. White, he'll try the left side. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Trey Palmer
with career touchdown number 60.
And the Bucs are able to add on to their first half lead.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it is 28-0. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. He finds his man, complete. It's Logan. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
Complete to Addison on the out route. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. Now this one taken in by Olave. It'll be a gain of 5. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a 2-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Rivers now from the 50.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their...
There he goes, right side. Down the right sideline.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Trey Palmer.
His 21st touchdown of the season.
And the Bucs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive. And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. McLaughlin for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
Makes the score Buccaneers 42, Saints nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
15-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Saints nothing.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. The fair catch taken short of the goal line, and they'll begin this third quarter at their own 25. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And how about the work on the ground to start the drive? 2 big-time runs. This one 19 yards and another first.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. First down, here's White. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
22 yards there, a first down.
First down, Buccaneers.
Levis out of the shotgun now. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Second down, here's Levis. Touchdown! Trey Palmer from 21 yards away. And the Bucs take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
18-yard line.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 17-yard line.
Again, it's Kamara. And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down on the other side of midfield.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. They'll try the right side here with White. And he'll bring this one inside the 35.
49 yards rushing for him now to this point.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3. Just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Saints are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field.
He's got a man complete. And he's going to step out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Levis in trouble. Down he goes.
Colin Saunders breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Levis's throw complete here to Ayuk. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Levis looking to throw.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Here we go.
The Bucs on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be third and forever.
Now Levis. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Levis from the gun. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gets...
And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown.
Brandon Ayuk.
A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Buccaneers look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. To throw is Rivers. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
63. Saints nothing.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe.
Here's a diving catch right side. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
That's good for us Saints.
Rivers to throw it. He finds his man complete. That's Logan. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Here's Kamara off the draw. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Again, it's Rivers. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Jordan Addison.
A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Saints are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Meanwhile, Levis's throw taken in by Palmer.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. He finds his man, complete. It's Logan. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
They'll throw again. Rivers. Throw left side complete. That's Logan. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. He lets one go deep for Addison.
And this is caught. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Here's 2nd and 10.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
And Levis tosses his 3rd interception of the game. And the Saints are going to get it back here just past the 35.
The Saints take over 1st and 10.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight. And my goodness, another interception. And the Bucs are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
Ayuk bringing it in on the crossing route here.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And they don't seem to be done trying to drive that football.
Yeah, and continue your theme about one team enjoying it. One fan base is enjoying it.